So I haven't competed in a shooting event in over 10 years, and I signed up to go compete against the top tactical athletes in the world. So I signed up for the tactical games at the end of September. It's going to be in South Carolina. And the tactical games is a weekend-long event and challenge where you go through different fitness challenges paired with shooting challenges and merging those together. Really, the end goal is testing how you can take effective shots under those physical fitness stressors. The first part of the competition is that physical fitness part. So it's very much in the functional fitness realm of workouts. So first thing, you already have your plate carrier on or your weighted vest. And then you've got your gear on that you're going to need to shoot. So your gun belt, loaded magazines, any other gear, maybe even your pistol on your hip for some or most of the events. And then you have to complete that challenge. So it's going to be something like they've been doing trail runs lately, or it's going to be something like move this heavy object, this big sandbag, from point A to point B several times, throw some burpees in there. But once you get to point B, then it goes into the shooting aspect of that challenge. So under a time cap with that first physical challenge, now go ahead and take some effective shots. So the shooting side, there's two platforms that are used. It's your pistol or your AR style rifle. The rifle challenges can go out to 300, 400 yards from what I'm seeing. It also can be, fairly close distance and moving and shooting, which is still a challenge. Or with your pistol, it could be anything from shooting off-handed, single-handed, or it can be shooting while moving again, or shooting from different levels and heights. So anything could really happen, but it's just about how can you adapt and use your physical fitness and get through those challenges. But then really the fine-tuned shooting skills of can you still make these accurate shots after doing these physical fitness challenges, having your heart rate elevated, having your breathing accelerated. Can you then slow that all down and get back to the basics and take a effective shot? So super excited about this challenge because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be hard, and I know that, but I'm just really excited to see how I'm going to do. So I'm competing and signed up for this really to prove my training journey to this point. So if you've seen any of my previous training from the past year and a half, I've put a lot of work in at the flat range, anything from tactical pistol all the way out to precision rifle, and then moving that into the shoot house. The shoot house puts a lot of stress on you anyway, so already your heart rate is elevated. So I do have some knowledge into that, really about how my body reacts and mentally how I do under stress, and I think that's a huge aspect for me to walk into this pretty confidently. I really just want to show and continue to show how an average girl, an average civilian can take firearms training and really do well on any platform that they go on. So if I'm competing at the tactical games, I now know that because of the training I've done, I've got a good base knowledge and skill base to work off of. And I also know, based off of my training, I can walk in confidently to any scenario in the real world. I can live alone confidently. I can walk into public places confidently because I know I can trust myself and my skills. So really, it's that confidence. I tell my friends often that there's nothing that I think I can't do, or I've never said I can't do something. And that just comes from confidence, from pressuring myself to push myself, and being able to show myself how well I can do under stress, how well I can do under challenges, and how I can adapt. I have a normal 9-to-5 office job. I have family, friends, too many hobbies to count, and I'm not getting paid to train yet. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. But I am going against these high level athletes that may or may not be getting paid to train. But the concept of most gun owners in America probably don't train formally at any point in their life. Maybe some train a handful of times or once with their gun that they have, but having that formal training really bridges that gap between an average person, an average gun owner, and these elite tactical athletes just by taking a few extra classes and being intentional with how I'm training. I've got all the knowledge I need. Now it's just up to me to continue that training, really brush up on my skills that I need to do whatever I want, including compete effectively. Of course, I'm slightly intimidated to go compete side by side with some athletes that have been doing these kind of competitions for years, names that I follow on social media, names that I've known and looked up to for a long time. But really for my own performance, I'm walking in fairly confidently because of the training that I have done. I know that tactical rifle, tactical pistol with MTAC showed me how to merge speed and accuracy, how to take effective shots while moving, how to continue to move and adapt through malfunctions. I'm hoping those don't happen, but I'm prepared if they do. And then precision rifle. So walking in fairly confidently with knowing what I need to do to take effective shots at longer distances, 300, 400 plus yards. Every little movement counts. So from that class, I know what I need to do. I need to brush up on the notes from that class about MOA and holdover, but I know those concepts. So I feel confident that I have that knowledge and those skills. Now it's just about training those. I am super excited and curious for myself just to see how I line up against these athletes. I, of course, am going in prepared to do the very best I can. I'm not going in necessarily prepared to win, but I have a competitive spirit, so I'm going to do my best. But really, just the chance to test my skills on a different platform is just super exciting. I've got some really cool gear that I'm going to be able to use at these games and test out and show you guys and have some really good recommendations. So I'm just excited to show the journey. This is something that I haven't done ever before, really, especially on how broad this competition is. So there's going to be a lot to learn. I'm going to try to share as much of it with you guys as possible. So thank you guys for following along. If you have any questions or suggestions, please send them because it's in a few months and I'm really just going in it and trying to do my best. So I look forward to it and can't wait to share it with you guys along the way.